how to become a TEDx speaker. So you are currently a public speaker, maybe you're not, and you're looking to become a TEDx speaker. You're looking to speak on that red dot on that stage, and you want to know what you have to do mindset-wise, how to prepare, what you need to do in order to get on that stage. Well, if you said yes to any of those questions, then you are in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about how to become a TEDx speaker. My name is Monica Reyes, and I am a TEDx speaker. I'm founder of MonicaEReyes.com, and I am a spiritual coach and a performance coach. I am a Kundalini yoga instructor, and I am here today to tell you how to become a TEDx speaker. So I did my TEDx last year, back in April, and it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. I went through this whole incredible journey of being afraid of public speaking and somehow found my way onto the TEDx stage, which was like one of my biggest dreams. And I just found out a couple months ago that my speech made it onto TED.com, which was one of the goals that I really wanted to make when I first did that speech. So you want to do TEDx, right? So what I would invite you to do first is apply, right? So there are two ways that you can get onto TEDx. You can be nominated, so you can have somebody might nominate you onto TEDx, or you can apply. So what I did was you go onto TED.com and then you go find your way into TEDx, the TEDx subcategory, and you can find all of the TEDx events. They're all independently organized, and you can find which ones are still available, which ones are accepting applications, and where are you willing to travel to? Are there any in your area right now that are applying? From there, you would then go into the independent TEDx website where you would see maybe is there a link that says apply for speakers, and you can find out more about that particular TEDx. Each TEDx typically has a theme. So my theme at my TEDx was insight. And so they wanted all of the speeches to be, embodying that theme. And so whatever theme that you see, that's kind of, you're gonna want to apply. When you apply and send in your application, you're gonna want to really wrap up that application and what speech and your description and your topic, all of that around the theme, because they're really gonna want that. So first thing is to find the TEDx. Second thing is to apply. Don't worry, I know that it's a little scary because I was the same way. I'm like, am I gonna get in? Am I not? Interestingly enough, my first time I applied, I actually got rejected. I got declined, and then I ended up getting in the second one. And I'm actually grateful because everything's on purpose. It's exactly the way it was supposed to be. In between those two applications, I ended up having a really big speech on a stage in front of 200 people. And it really prepared me. It prepared me in a way because this particular speech, I did it in a way that I'd never done it before. And it prepared me for the TEDx, so I can see why the universe wanted me to do that speech before I did the TEDx, right? So apply, and then after you apply, and you fill out your application, and let's assume you get in, right? And maybe even before you get in, visualize. That's what I would suggest. So before I got in, one of the things that I did along the way through my application, before my application, during my application, while I was waiting to hear back, was I sat and visualized and imagined myself speaking on that stage. I imagined myself and the experience and the excitement and the achievement and the accomplishment and seeing that red dot and seeing the crowd and feeling their energy, really making it real, activating all of your senses. The beautiful thing about visualization is we have these mirror neurons in our brain that don't know the difference between reality and imagination. It's been proven by science, so don't even worry about it. And if you want to know more about that, I have a YouTube video and you can check that out. But visualization is real, and you can prepare yourself. Not only prepare yourself to feel more confident in the preparation of being confident on that TEDx stage, that's one thing that will happen. And based on the law of attraction and the observer effect of quantum physics, what will also happen is because you feel yourself really on that stage, you make it a reality and you will call that event in. There's more of a likelihood of you calling that in if you don't visualize, because it makes you into a believer. You actually make it real. It feels real in your body. And you, in essence, become the TEDx speaker before you are the TEDx speaker. And that's really the essence of manifestation. So visualization is absolutely something that I would invite you to do in order to call that invitation to either audition or to be a part of TEDx. Now, once you become you're officially, in the TEDx circle, and now you're one of the speakers, then it's time to write your speech, right? So what is it that you want to write? Most of the time they'll give you some sort of an idea as to what you want to speak about. In my case, they gave me like sort of a little bit of direction, but it was very broad, very vague. So I really had to hone in. I wrote about 10 different speeches before I finally got the one that I wanted. I practiced it at least 100 times. And every time I showed up to the TEDx, to the team to practice and do dress rehearsal, I had a different speech each time because I literally changed it 10 times. I was not happy. And then finally, after that 10th time, I knew that this was it. So one of the ways that I did that was I wrote out my entire speech. I checked out the word count, like what word count. My particular number was I had 18 minutes to speak for my TEDx. So how many words did I have in order to do that? I kind of brought it in a tiny bit less so that I had room to flow, but I memorized it. I practiced it over 100 times so that I knew the speech so well. I knew the structure and the foundation so well that I embodied it. And then from there, I had room to self-express myself. I had room to flow and wing it a tiny bit, but I knew no matter where I was in my speech, I knew the impact statements that I wanted to make, because when there were some impact statements that I had the chance to be very intentional about that I wanted to leave the audience with. And so it was really important for me personally to memorize it. So I practiced, I prepared. So that's what I would invite you to do if you get that, is just practice like hell, prepare like hell, prepare like this is your job, because it is. Because after this, you're going to use this as a marketing tool. You're going to be able to. I've sent this over to several different events to be able to get onto speaking engagements. It's been, it got passed around. It's definitely been an important tool for me. So after preparing, after practicing, then one thing I did was I recorded it. I wanted to listen to myself. I practiced it in front of people, which was really scary. But it was important for me to do that because of my own fear. I also visualized, again, not only visualized at the beginning, but then I visualized and saw myself again doing it, because I wanted to build that confidence. I wanted to build the knowingness that I can trust myself in that situation. One of my fears was to blank out and to not know where I was, especially in that arena. It was so high pressure. And so I wanted to really visualize and see myself doing it over and over and over again flawlessly. And even if I did mess up, then being able to come back with ease. So I visualize on a daily basis every single day. I meditated every day as well, because when you meditate, you become this clear channel. You're calm. You have access to that inner wisdom. You have access to everything that you need, all of the resources you need, rather than being in here. And in here is where you don't want to be when you're speaking. So I really hope that you do. If you're here listening to this video, then there is a part of you that wants to do this TEDx. And if that thought is in your mind, then this is a call of self. This is a call to you to step it up, to make an impact, to have your message be heard. And so I invite you to answer the call. And this is another sign for you to do that. And all you have to do is apply and just let the universe take you through. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be, as you know about my personal story. And then if you do end up doing it, and you do end up applying, just take these steps. They worked for me. I actually coached another person to do her TEDx, and she did an amazing job using these steps. So I hope that this brought you value. If you liked it, please like the video. If you are doing a TEDx or you already have one, I'd love to see it. Please share it in the comments below. If you know anybody that's about to do one, please share this video. I think it might be helpful. And if you like these types of videos, please subscribe or hit the bell, because the bell will let you know every time I release a new one. So thank you so much. It's been such an honor to have you here listening to my message. And as always, make it a great day.